Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Straight Outta BS podcast. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. You guys are awesome. Let's keep on kicking ass and getting the word out there of these places and get them shut down. Just you guys have been really kicking ass. Keep on liking the videos, commenting. Anything that you do with that interacts with the video really helps the algorithm and spreads the word out there more to like new people that might not have even heard of these places. So really appreciate it. Thank you to my Patreon members. I appreciate you more than you know. Thank you to my listeners' support. Thank you to anybody that's has joined my YouTube channel that supports me that way. Nothing is ever expected, so it's always appreciated, and it just blows me away how much support I have. So thank you for that. And I want to do a moment of silence for the person still struggling with intrusive thoughts or addiction or anything like that. So on the count of 3, I'm going to do a moment of silence. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you for that. And without further ado, I want to go ahead and introduce my guest for today. Go ahead and introduce yourself and where you went and what year.
Sure. Okay, so I'm Randi. Hello. I went to Spring Creek Lodge in 2004. So I was there March 15th of 2004 to September 1st, 2004. Okay.
And can you walk us through like a little bit of like how your childhood was and like what led up to being sent away?
Sure. So I grew up Jewish and my dad was Catholic. So I don't know why they sent me to like Spring Creek Lodge, but everything was like okay. Like I never got in trouble or grounded for the things that I would do. My mom kind of wasn't really like there, present. She was there, but not like there. And we had nannies, and my dad was always gone on trips. So, I mean, we were kind of neglected. And like my mom didn't know how to raise me and my sister. So like, I just remember her locking my sister in the room and tying like a belt around the door and keeping it closed because she would try to open it. My door wasn't like that, so she could never keep me in. I think like when I turned 16, that's when like everything blew up. So I was a swimmer, like a competitive swimmer all my life. And I fell down the stairs my junior year and tore my ACL and had to get surgery. So that kind of was the downfall of everything. So I started smoking weed, hanging out with a ton of guys, going to parties, doing normal teenage stuff. And I guess like, well, I ran away to Las Vegas and when I was 16 with a stolen car and a pound of pot. And we only made it to Las Vegas, unfortunately. We were trying to go to California. But I got picked up as a runaway and sent to a runaway facility. So we were locked up there.
Do you remember what that was called?
No, I'm not sure. They just said that it was like a safe house for runaways in Las Vegas. So there was like a ton of kids there. There was like 4 of us. No, there was 5 of us. And yeah, it was fun being in a cop car, only time. But so that happened, and they were threatening me with to go to Utah. But nothing ever happened about it. So when I was 17, me and my friends would go shoplift and be menaces to society. So I just remember the couple days before I got sent away, me and my friends were shoplifting. There was like this mall downtown and then another mall like north of that one. So we would like hit up the South Mall, shoplift there, leave, go up to the North Mall, shoplift there. Well, my friend wanted to go to some like crazy special shopping center, and she stole a $300 dress and wanted to keep on shoplifting. And I was like, no, we got to go. And so, of course, we get caught. The police come. We get charged. But I mean, they don't take kids to jail or anything like that for shoplifting.
Yeah.
So I go home. My parents are pissed. And like, I'm like, okay. So the next night, my friends wanted me to go out drinking with them. And I was like, yeah, I'll go. Come pick me up. My parents flipped out, told me if I leave that I'm never allowed back. So I was like, okay, whatever. And so I left. Got stupid drunk. And then we met some guys that said that this house was theirs. It wasn't. We were like throwing like a kegger party. I just remember being drunk on the grass, and then I heard cops, and then I went and hid in a closet. I don't know why, but I was like, this is not their home. This is like old people's clothes. Like this is not theirs. Then the cops found us and they called our parents. My mom and dad came down. I was so drunk that I lied, and I was like, they beat me, which they've never hit me ever.
Yeah.
So they let me go home with my friend Cassie. And then the next day was Sunday. And they were like, oh, just come home. You need to do photography and la, 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 la. So I go and I'm getting drunk because that was like my thing. Like I would just drink a lot. So I got drunk, put the vodka bottle underneath my bed. And the next thing I know, I'm being woken up at 1 o'clock in the morning to 3 people trying to kidnap me.
Okay. And can you walk us through how the transport went?
Okay, so they came, my mom and dad, they like turned on my light, and I see these 2 big guys like just standing at the edge of my bed. And they were like, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, because I was still drunk. And so they're like, we're going to take you somewhere. And I was like, you're not taking me anywhere. So I tried to run. And of course they handcuffed me. Some lady came in because I was like, I have to go to the bathroom. My bathroom didn't have a window, but yet she still watched me go to the bathroom. Like, it was stupid. So I was living in Colorado. They picked me up. We drive to Denver, and then they pick up another kid, and he's handcuffed too. I wish I could remember his name. And we talked the whole entire way. They bought us cigarettes, bought us whatever we wanted. And we went on the plane with handcuffs, and everybody was looking at us like we were criminals. And I mean, the people were just kind of scary more than anything. Like I was kind of scared to do anything once I kind of sobered up a little bit. And we got on the plane to Spokane, I think. Is that where an airport is?
There's an airport in Spokane. Yep.
Okay. So I know we were in Washington, and then we drove to Montana.
Okay.
And they just didn't tell us where we were going. They just said, you're going to a place to help you.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you remember about when you first got there?
When I first got there, me and the kid were talking, and I just remember like some junior staff boys just yelling at him and saying, you can't talk to her. And that was like the first moment that I was like, where am I? What is going on? It was kind of like a shock. And then it was like during the day, like I didn't get there like overnight like some people did. Just remember one of the family moms took me to Charity, because that's the family that I was in. And I got strip searched. I had to bend over and cough, jump up and down, take a shower. It was so awkward. So awkward. And then I was just like in shock, I guess, more than anything. Like I didn't talk for a few days. And then you just see those things that happen in the cabins, and you're like, what is going on right now?
Yeah. Did they give you any physical rule manual, or did they buddy you up with anybody when you got there?
I know that we had bunk buddies, but I can't remember who was mine. I remember being a bunk buddy to a few people, but
Okay.
I don't remember.
Okay. So you don't remember if somebody showed you the rules or showed you around?
I know that they showed me the rules, the girl that I was with, and then they really didn't show me around. They just said, these are the showers, the bathrooms, you know, here's your bed. And then you have to make your, basket nice and neat and whatever. And they told me what to do. And I would get in trouble because I would talk to the wrong level constantly. The rules were like ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous. Like I looked out the window and they're like, oh, what is it, a cat 2? And
Yeah,
then,
cat 2 or a cat 4, they could give you run plans for looking out the window too.
yeah, that's what they told me. They're like, if you keep on looking out the window, that's run plans. I'm like, where the hell am I going to run to? I mean,
Yeah.
we saw kids run and they got away. Actually, there's 2 boys that got away for quite some time, I think.
What year were you there?
2004.
Okay. Do you remember what happened when those boys ran?
Yeah, we were placed on lockdown. I remember that they
Cat 4
didn't.
silence?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I just remember them running and everything was shut down. And I don't think they ever found them. Or if they did, I don't know what happened. But they don't let us talk to anybody. So
Yeah. What makes you think that they got away?
they never came back.
Okay. 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 Were you on any prescription medications before you went to the program?
Yes.
Okay. Did they load you up with more prescription medications when you got there, or did they take them away from you?
No, they gave me a whole bunch to make me like a zombie.
Okay. Did you see the doctor with the cowboy hat? Was he still there when you were there?
Mike Linderman?
It wasn't him. No. But that was that who was there when you were there?
Yeah.
Okay. How was your program for you? Was it hard for you to get points, but you tried to? Did you rebel? Was it easy for you? How was your program?
Honestly, I rebelled quite a bit. First, I started trying to follow the rules. Then, when I realized that these rules don't coincide with what I feel, and I'm kind of a rebel, so I'm like, whatever, I'm not doing this anymore. I always tried to get to level 2 so I could get a candy bar. I'm a candy addict, but that's pretty much that. I mean, my whole cabin dropped one time. It
Okay.
it was nuts. Like just the whole entire situation was nuts.
Okay. And how long were you there?
I was there from March to September, so March, April, to 7 months.
Okay. And so did you like not get off a level 1 the whole time you were there? Pretty much?
Pretty much like a level 2, but I never made it to level 3. And then I was going to be 18 soon.
Okay.
So PC1 came about and my parents came up, but my dad was not involved with the seminars or anything. He didn't believe in it whatsoever. He was just kind of doing what my mom told him to do.
Same with my parents.
Yeah. And I'm just like, are you serious? So I actually, during Spirit Week, we were playing rugby and I tore my ACL on my other knee.
Oh,
And
wow.
thank God I did. That got me out of the program. They didn't take me
Nice.
to a hospital. One of the kitchen staff drained my knee.
Wow.
Yeah, it was nuts. And like, they took me out for like, like a visit or whatever to Missoula or wherever we would go. And my mom went to the bathroom and I was just like, Dad, these people like abuse us. Like, you need to get me out of here. And like, I told him about how they never brought me to the hospital. And so he pulled me that day.
Nice. Nice.
I can't imagine being up there for years at a time. Like,
Yeah, it's crazy. How long after you got there did they put you through your first seminar? And what was your first seminar? Was it orientation or discovery?
It was discovery.
Okay. And how long after you were there did you go through it?
Say like maybe a couple weeks.
Interesting. Okay.
So I was like,
Go ahead.
I was like brand new, but they knew that I was going to be 18 soon. So I think they pushed me along a lot quicker because I always said I'll walk. No
Yeah.
matter. I said the day I turn 18, I'm walking.
Yeah.
Off property. I'm not staying.
For sure. Did you go through focus?
No.
Okay. Did you make an go ahead?
Oh, I went through discovery like twice
Okay.
because I drew an anarchy symbol. And so they kicked me out.
Nice.
Then next time, maybe it was focus. I'm not sure, but I was made to stand on a chair and then everybody was yelling, "You're a ghost," and like all this stuff because I never really talked all that much, only when I felt it was necessary. So in group and everywhere, I was just a ghost, which really has messed with me a lot.
I can imagine. Did you make an I am statement?
Yeah, actually, I did.
Do you remember what it was?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I said like something like I'm strong and brave and kind or something like I don't remember all of it.
Okay. And did they pressure you to admit to things that you'd never done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
So I had only smoked weed and drank, and that was it. I made up like so much crap. I was just like, I'm a meth addict, I'm a crack addict, coke. Like, I just said whatever I could say, and I faked cried through everything. Like, they told us fake it to make it. So that's what I did.
Okay. And did they try and push the 18 and over program on you?
Actually, I was taken over there.
Okay. What
18.
happened when you went over there?
I went over there because I think they knew my parents were coming up and they didn't want to show them the rest of the campus. And like the barn over on the 18-year-old side, like it's so nice. Like it was way nicer than the cabins. So one of the girls in my cabin told Mike Linderman that I was going to be 18 and that I wasn't going to stick around. Of course, everybody snitches on everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, they took me out that day, drove me over there, and just stuck me there. And I was like, okay. And it was just crazy because some of the girls in the 18-year-old and up, or the junior staff, they were like really weird. And they would do like crazy things. I remember like my first night there, somebody like took poop out of the toilet and smeared it all over. It was so disgusting.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Because there ain't nothing to do, probably. There's like nothing to do.
No, there's
Or they just go crazy.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Saw people trying to hang themselves. I remember one time, I can't remember if it was Chafin or Cameron, but my whole cabin dropped. And then I got put on Black Cloud because I said, fuck this. And then so I got Black Cloud. And I remember one of the girls, she was taken and put with 2 junior staff boys for like 2 weeks.
That's weird.
I guess because I don't know why they, like, she told us, but I don't want to say anything because it's not my story. But she left, and then a junior staff boy, and I don't remember which idiot it was, but they hit golf balls out in the woods for a team building exercise or something like that. So we had to go out in the woods with no water, no food, and we had like our arms linked together. And we had to go find these stupid golf balls. And we were out there for like ever. Like, I think it was dark out when we came back and we couldn't find them.
And you just,
they got really mad.
That's messed up. Do you remember what they dropped the family for?
They did like a raid kind of with all of our stuff, and I had a safety pin and I re-pierced my belly button with it, and I don't know who told them, but somebody did, so I dropped for that. And then I don't know, like so many people had different contraband and ton of stuff, and we just all dropped for different reasons. They just all dropped us to level 1.
Okay. That's retarded.
Yeah.
And what was the worst thing that you witnessed or heard about when you were at Spring Creek?
I think the worst part was when they would come in the middle of the night, and they would just like take the bunk beds and knock them over and then just rip kids out and put them in the hobbit for like no reason at all. It was just insane. And it was like all the time too. Or like they would have some of the dads or whatever, the family dads, they would come in and they would just knock the bunk beds over. Absolutely insanity. It was like never stable or I never felt safe there at all. I always felt like I had to be on edge and make sure that I was doing everything right. But at the same time, I was like, this is so stupid. What am I doing here?
Exactly. You think that was the hardest part for you being there?
I think like when I realized like that I was bad and everything, I was like, okay, I understand why my parents sent me, even though it was dumb. Like I get it. But at the same time, there was not enough technology or enough out there for them to see like any of this stuff. So it's like so great that you're doing this and like getting our stories out there, because like honestly, nobody deserves what we went through at all. At all.
Yeah, nobody does. Um, was there anything positive about your experience at all? And it's perfectly fine if there's not.
Honestly, the only positive thing that I can say is that everybody from my family, we all still talk. Except for like a couple people we can't find. But I mean, we have like a group chat on Facebook. We're trying to, meet up and everything like next year. So, I mean, honestly, the girls were the best thing, even though they could be mean. But I knew that they were doing what they had to do. I mean, we had a 13-year-old in there and I was 17. I was the oldest. So I just felt terrible for these kids, especially when I left.
Definitely. Did you witness or hear about any grooming or sexual things happening between student to student or staff to student?
Yeah, student. Yeah.
Okay. Was it just like common or?
I mean, I didn't really hear too much. Like I would hear a few things. Mostly it was about the therapist or like the whatever they were.
Okay. Interesting.
I never had that experience. I just know that they just put me on a ton of Wellbutrin. Like my psychiatrist now says like he doesn't know how I didn't die from how much they were giving me.
That's fucked up. What happened? Let's talk about reintegration into society a little bit. What happened after the program, and what have you struggled with at the most?
Oh, when I got out, I think I was brainwashed a little bit. So I got really scared and I was really, really nervous that they would send me back, even though I was almost 18 at the time. I just did everything right for like the couple weeks that I was still 17. When I turned 18, I got a job. They asked me if I wanted to go back to high school. I said no. I didn't feel like anybody could communicate or like empathize, even though a ton of us from my school in Colorado, they actually went up there too. I think it was like word of mouth in my town because there was like quite a few of us that went up there.
Okay. Interesting.
I don't know. I think they really targeted like rich towns.
Yeah, or towns that have no real infrastructure or nothing really in the town, so they can become the one sole employer, and then nobody can say shit about them, because if they do, they'll lose all of the income. So, was it hard for you to relate to people?
It still is. It still is. Like, ever since the documentary came out, like, I've been talking about it more with people, and like, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to talk about it because it's so depressing. Like, I try to make a joke out of it because that's my coping mechanism. But it's just so dark for some people that they can't even imagine that at all. Like, one of my friends, she won't even watch it. She saw a clip of it and she said she couldn't do it. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, some of us were up there for like, years. So
And
lucky.
also, that's too bad for them. But people watch true crime all the goddamn time.
Exactly.
Watch shit about like people like dismembering people, and like that's okay, but then like our story's not okay. Like, what the hell the fuck does that even work?
I don't understand that, because like it doesn't make any sense to me. I'm like, here I am telling you that there is something that you can go watch that I went through, even though they only talk about our program, on the third episode. But at the same time, like, they're all like this. They were all like, yes, Jamaica was worse. Yes, Mexico was worse. I'm sure that there was, worse programs than ours, and we probably got lucky out of everything. And that's sad to say because we were abused, and I'm saying that we were lucky.
Yeah.
Like, how fucked up is that?
Yeah, it's really messed up. Where are you with your parents? Have you tried to talk to them about how this place affected you? Have you tried to make them watch the program? I've forgiven my parents, but I'll never forget what they did to me. So where are you with your parents?
So my dad passed away almost 3 years ago.
Rest in peace.
Thank you. He was like my best friend. Him and I spoke about the program. I told him a few things that went on, and he was just like, I told your mom not to send you. I'm so sorry. And like, he really listened to me. My mom, on the other hand, I asked her to watch the program on text message. She never replied. I asked her again a few weeks later, and I asked my sister. They both ignored me. I saw my mom for St. Patrick's Day, and I just went off on her, and we really haven't talked since. She just tells me, get over it. It was 20 years ago. And I'm like, I can't.
Yeah. Do you feel like you were at least able to get a little bit of the how you felt out when you lashed out though? At least?
Yeah. But I've been telling her like this stuff for like years, and like finally there's like proof. And so I'm like, please just watch it. But I don't think she wants to admit to her failures. She's a narcissist. So it is what it is.
Okay. Did you ever struggle with hard drugs or like any sort of addiction after the program?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Like what happened?
So after I turned 18, I was working for a gas station, and I met some of my friends came back around, and they were like, dang, you got fat. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. And so they were like, we found this drug. Come do it with us. You'll lose weight. I said, okay, sure. Being naive and being stupid, I smoked meth. So I got addicted to meth for a few years, and I struggled with, I did anything and everything that I could get my hands on, honestly, because like, I just did not want to feel anything. I know, like, one of my boyfriends was like really, really worried about me because I guess I freaked out and kept on saying like, they're going to take me away. They're going to take me away. But I hadn't slept for a few days. So I was kind of like out of it. Pretty much I was doing drugs and pills and whatever until I got pregnant with my daughter at 21. And then I've been clean ever since. But yeah, I think like I would have probably died if I never had her. I've struggled with so many bad relationships since then. Every single relationship I've had with men, it's always domestic violence, no matter what. We moved to Florida to get away from one of my ex-boyfriends. It was really bad. But yeah. And then, so I have my 2 girls now, and they're my little blessings, even though I had them early, but they're the ones that keep me sane for the most part. Like, I have to keep strong for them.
Definitely. Have you, how old are they, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh yeah, sure. My oldest, Alexis, she's 15. And then my youngest, Hannah, she just turned 13 yesterday. So.
Have you talked to them at all about what happened to you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't want them to watch the program, but I've talked to them about it, and they know what I went through. They know what happened. I mean, they're such good kids. So, I mean, you can tell them anything and they understand.
Okay. That's good. And let's see. What did they tell you about runners when you were in Spring Creek? Like, what happened to them?
I just know that they would give them sandals if they caught them. Wouldn't give them their shoes, even if it was like snowing outside. Like, sure, let's get frostbite. But they just said that we would never get away, that we're in such a remote location. Towns, like, they said, like 40 something miles away or something like that. Like, no one can make that. I mean, unless you're some great hunter person, I don't know. But I saw quite a few people try to run, though, actually, because those 2 boys, they ran, and I saw them running because they just ran out of line and just left. They were junior staff, so they had privileges, unlike us. And I guess that's how they got away. I know one of the girls in my family, she tried running one time and they gave her flip-flops. I know some of the girls in the Destiny cabin, because we were like conjoined, they hit the emergency exit buttons, took off their shirts, and started running around because they knew that the junior staff boys couldn't touch them with no shirts on. So running outside, we're all looking, of course, and all of us got in trouble. But that was probably the funniest thing I've ever seen. It was worth getting in trouble for, definitely.
Did you spend any time in study hall or intervention? I assume so.
Yeah, they put me in the Hobbit for a couple days. That was awesome. So that's why I think I kept quiet more, just to get by.
Okay.
But worksheets, I think I was in there a couple times, but I was pretty quiet and just wanted to like study and get done with high school.
Okay.
It's not a real diploma.
Yeah. Did your credits transfer at all?
They did.
Yeah, mine did too, luckily. Did you work kitchen at all?
Oh, yes. Yes, I did. I actually have a picture of it when we were in there. I was always dish duty. Freaking hated that. But we would all sing like some punk song and like get by. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but yeah, I don't think I didn't ever make it past the dishwashing.
Okay.
There's people higher than me in our cabin.
Okay. And what did you think about the food? Was it horrible? Was it bearable? Was it good?
It was disgusting. Oh God, it was so gross. Like, I would barely eat. I think I have stomach issues just from that place. Like, I mean, okay, the biscuits and gravy, they weren't terrible. that's pretty much it. I think the taco salad or the enchilada or something Spanish, Mexican food, that was okay, but the rest of it, no, it was garbage. I feel like they were just feeding us carbs to make us fat. So then our parents aren't like, what's wrong with you? Why are you losing weight?
Yep. If you could go back in a time machine and not go through this place, knowing what you know now, would you do it and why?
So like, if I never went there at all,
Yeah, knowing what you know now.
I don't know. I have no idea. I probably would have graduated high school, went to college, not had kids this young. I've thought about so many things that would have happened. I think one of the main things is that I probably would have found out that I was bipolar a lot sooner. That contributed to me going up there. I don't think my parents knew how to help me. And they were putting me on antidepressant drugs and not bipolar medication. So I think it really messed with me a lot. And I was lashing out a lot. So I think it was like the bipolar plus me rebelling.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Knowing what you know now, is it your belief that these remaining schools could or even should or even could be fully regulated, or is it your belief that they all need to be shut down?
No, they all need to shut down. Absolutely. There's no question in my mind. It's not a gray area whatsoever. Every single one should be shut down. There's nothing good that comes out of there at all. I don't care what they say. Like, no.
Okay.
No.
And what do you believe would have helped you instead of being sent away? What would have helped you?
I honestly think that, and I don't like saying this very often, but I think that if I went to a mental hospital instead, I think I would have been diagnosed sooner. And I think if I was put on the correct medication at that point in time, that I would have mellowed out and that everything would have been fine. I think I was on the wrong medications and I was drinking, and I think that just all led up to it. But I think if they would have done that instead, I would have had the help that I needed instead of being punished.
Definitely. And is there anything else you want people to know about your experience, or anything else that you might tell a parent thinking about sending their kid to a place like this?
I tell my kids all the time, I'm like, you're so lucky that you have me and that I went through this, because I would never ever send you away. I can't even imagine not being with them like every single day. Like, I'm all that they have. And like, it's not going to help anybody. I think that if you want to really help your teenager, then you guys need to do like group therapy or actually talk to them and see what's going on, instead of just sending them away thinking that they're just bad and wanting everybody to just fix their kids for them. It's not how it works. You have to be open with your kids. You have to be nice to them. You can't just be yelling all the time. And just the yelling and everything, just it blows up in your face as a parent. And like, being a parent now, I'm just like, this, I could never imagine sending my kids away, like, at all. And I think that's with any of us. I think if I was to explain my situation to people, to let them know if they were thinking about putting their kids in there, I think that they would have a change of heart or do something that's more beneficial for that child.
Definitely. I have another question. Did they put you on any sort of challenges when you were there to try and get you to like come out of your shell more, or just like work the program?
Not me,
Okay.
but we had to watch one of the girls go through like all these challenges. I remember being out in the woods. I think there was like was there a course out there, like a trust course or something?
Yeah, woods. Yep. Yep.
if I'm remembering correctly, I just remember she had to go through this whole entire thing blindfolded because she was a badass. Like, this kid was bad. And it was so great. We all loved her. But she had to like go through it blindfolded. Then they like swung her in this disgusting looking pond because she wouldn't conform like at all. Or we had another girl in there and she was always getting taken to intervention. Always. I only went one time, so that was it for me. But yeah, the challenge is, I mean, the golf ball thing, that was one of our challenges, and that was stupid. But I mean, other than that, like, that's what we would witness, or we would see other people doing challenges. But I never was really a part of that, except for the golf ball incident. But I witnessed more.
Okay. And what was the stupidest thing you got a consequence for?
I think the stupidest thing that I got in trouble for and kicked out and made to do the repeat seminar or whatever is a breakpoint or whatever it was called. So drawing an anarchy symbol in my notebook and getting in trouble for that. I thought that was the stupidest thing in the world. So dumb. That and re-piercing my belly button, that was dumb. I think I got in trouble for taking longer than 5 minutes in the shower. I don't know. I got in trouble for a lot. Or I'd always look at the boys.
Okay. Did you have a crush in the program?
No, not really, because everybody was so much younger than me.
Yeah, yeah.
I know that the guy that I went with, he was kind of cute. So I was like, okay, where is he? I saw my good friends actually. I don't know which one he was in, but obviously I couldn't talk to him or anything, but I went to high school with him. And so
that's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. And if you ever want to do a part 2, just let me know and take some notes and we'll do a part 2.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. And if you've watched this far in the video, please make sure you like the video, comment, and subscribe if you're not already, and share the video. And we will see you next time. Peace out, yo.